Continuing with our discussion from last week, we're still discussing the issue of drug and alcohol abuse. And yes, last week we went into the community and we're hearing from community members their own experiences. We even managed to speak to people who are actually abusing mainly sombodia as well as tablets, avaitaura. So this week we are continuing with that discussion and we are back just like last year at the rugby festival here at Prince Edward High School, and we're going to be interacting with adolescent boys and girls to hear from them, because we know as a critical group of our own population, they are affected. And when we are looking at them, we are talking about them needing to be responsible for their own sexual and reproductive health rights. And when you are abusing drugs, when you are abusing alcohol, certainly there is a challenge. So enjoy the discussions. To start off our discussion, I'm joined by young boys from Kwadzana, and yes, they have witnessed issues of drug and alcohol abuse, both within their communities as well as from school. So my boys, last week this week tauya kuno rugby festival turumbokontinya nenyaya yekutarisa isusu. I'm sure maenda pasurface stand mukanzwa kuti tikutaura zvokuti don't do said no sex when you're still at school, delayed sexual debut. We're talking about no to alcohol abuse, no to drug abuse. Tikuda kuti mutitsanangurire kuti situation sekuona kwamuri kuita imimi ye drug and alcohol abuse amongst your age mates yakamira sei?
Actually, this is not right, because most of us tryona digant, but vanonga shungotedzera iskiri tedzera vanozotakasaro chichichi, but kutanenga kutedzera, but further and further anostart addiction.
Madrugs ari kutengesa kuchikoro
fanike ronzi ganja kick, ganja kick fanike madance ndoparinouya ganja kick iroro vobva ritengeserwa pachipinda mudhanzi vobva vadya. Saka pavanoridya chipinda mudhanzi pepera vamwe vachona nzodhako votanga kuita zvimwe series or something like sex
within
tengeswa mumaklabhu nenyaya dzekuti vamwe vari tabuda chona maklabhu no vatongodzingwa chikoro.
But muri kuzvifambisa sei sevana vadiki? Pamuri kuona paluza fabric ndepapi baba?
Vabereki kudzimba uko ngavadzisa vana anoto akasadzidziswa akandoponaona kuti uyu akatanga kutamba nauyu achimupa mari achimupa chiavha aendeko uyananga kutenga madrugs voataaaamadrug vatanga kutodzoka.
Vabereki ngavaoni vana vavo kutotamba shamwari dzakaita sei, nguva dzimwe shamwari hadzite ndodzikuzoita kuti vaine kutenga brongo, mbanje nezvimwe zvakasiyana izvi. Pane mamwe drugs anzi musombodiya nekangoda, ndozvimwe zvirikutengwa nevana izvozvo vobva vadzakwa. Saka vabereki ngavaona kuti vana vavo vachibuda vachienda kuchikoro varikuita zvakaita sei, vari kutoenda neshamwari dzakaita sei, vachiona kuti environment yachona yakamira sei.
Ndikuda kuti mutitsanangurire imimi kuti from your own understanding situation ye drug and alcohol abuse amongst adolescents ezera renyu yakamira sei kuona kwamuri kuita. Ndotanga newe.
Situation kuitika kwatiri sisi vechidiki tiri kutadza kudzidziswa kudzimba dzedu nezvemadrugs, kuti madrugs akaipa seri drug rinonzi mbanje kuzwa nzi rakaipa hariite nekanonzi kamusombodiya idoro zvaro, but it's part of drug. Saka isusu kudzimba dzedu ndokwatisiri kudzidziswa nezvemadrugs. Saka tikasadzidziswa kudzimba kwedu kana kuchikoro tokwanisa kumashandisa, everywhere tokwanisa kumashandisa, just because hatina kunge taziviswa kudzimba dzedu.
Iwewo?
Madrug abuse aya anowanzokonzeresa kuchikoro memene kuti vabereki vazhinji havasi kuudza vana vavo, havasi kuvatsiura kuti kana kuvatsanangura gara navo pasi vaudza kuti madrugs aya anozokonzeresa zvirwere zvakaita sei.
But kana ndiri kutokunzwa uchitaura uri kutoziva kuti madrugs akaipa, handiti? Saka zvamuri kuzviziva muri kutadza sei kungoti moti hatichaita zvemadrugs sevana vechidiki?
Sevana vechidiki togona kuita shamwari inogona kuudza kuti ngatiite zvemadrugs, mutanga motogona kutojoinawo motanga kuita mese zvemadrugs.
Drugs, they are not to because sometimes vamwe vacho zvichikuitika izvozvinoti vamwe vacho vari kuita zvemadrugs, vamwe vacho vanenge vasingaende kuchikoro, vamwe vanenge vachigara mumabridge ende panongoita zvemadrugs. Vamwe mafriends acho vanenge vanotora mwavo vaisa zvemadrugs.
As we continue with our discussion, I'm now joined by SAFED's Program Officer Tanyaradzwa Nyakatawa. Tanyaradzwa, welcome to Positive Talk.
Welcome, Tari. How are you?
Good, thanks. We want to find out from you. Yes, you are here as SAFED's at the rugby festival. Issues of drug and alcohol abuse. Last week we went into the communities, and here we are interacting with young people. What we are getting is that drug and alcohol abuse is prevalent amongst adolescent boys and girls. From your own experience as SAFED's, how is the situation like?
Yeah, the situation is very bad, I should say, because young people are abusing drugs because of various reasons. Some of them are citing that we are abusing the drugs because of stress. We don't know how to manage stress. So as SAFEDs, we are coming in educating them about stress relieving strategies that they can adopt so that they don't use drugs in their communities.
What kind of stress? I'm looking at their ages, and really they shouldn't be stressed about anything because if I go when I was their age, I wasn't stressed about anything because everything was being done for me by the parents. What's stressing adolescent boys and girls?
It differs with the kind of context or this environment that we'll be working in. In some cases, some of the stress is being caused by maybe the family challenges that they are facing. Maybe the parents are going through a divorce, or maybe the parents are not communicating with them, or maybe they are not having enough for their upkeep. For example, when it comes to the young girls, they don't even have money to buy sanitary wear, or when it comes to the young boys, they don't have money to buy trendy gadgets like cell phones and stuff. So they end up being stressed, and they try to now engage people in the community. That's when they start abusing drugs now. When they're told that you can just take these drugs and your problems will disappear, like what they say.
So from the initiative that you are doing, would you say you are looking at succeeding in ensuring that you win off young boys and girls, adolescent boys and girls from drug abuse, alcohol abuse?
Yes, I think as SAFEDs we are doing very well. We've got a SCORE program which is mainly targeting young people in the mining areas, rural areas, as well as young people in the tertiary institutions. So you find that whenever we go out to the young people, we have a comprehensive package. We have counseling services. We bring on board healthcare providers that will be able to engage them and counsel them in terms of them solving their problems of drug and alcohol abuse. So we are saying in SAFEDs we are doing a lot, and we are trying as much as possible to go to the hard to reach areas and give information to the young people, because I think it's about young people, is about the time now we give young people the accurate information whereby they will be able to make informed decisions by themselves, that they will be able to weigh situations and say, out of this situation, what is it that I should do which is good for my sexual reproductive health, and ultimately they will have a proper life in their life.
Definitely, a proper life is what we desire for adolescent boys and girls. Join us after the break as we continue still engaging adolescent boys and girls from within the school setting. Join us. Welcome back as we continue with our discussion, where today on Positive Talk we are talking about the use of drug and alcohol abuse. Ndikuda kuti mutitsanangurire kuti situation ye drug and alcohol abuse kana chara ma drugs tutasa vana brongo, vana musombodia, pazera renyiri nekunwa doro. Zvakamira sei mukuona kwenyu imimi sevana vechidiki?
Sebenarnya orang tulis tiga apa pun sebenarnya baca ni apa tu. Sebenarnya canggih kan very mudah tu gara kuzimba. Ni yang guna kuti barunya nyo ono vamwe vachita
mu community.
Ya mu community. So nungu fungo tipamwenda sari rao. So chanolo kudziwa ngokuti usazongo zvipinzawo kuda ngonokwana kwano bosingakwani.
Aungati bo mukuona kwako aungati aya ndo ma-effects andaona achiitika pane vechidiki mushure mekunge vanwa madrugs, kuputa kana kunwa doro, ndaungati ndo zvandaona zvazoaffecta vechidiki. ndezvipi?
Chitikuzoona ndechekuti kana kuri kuchikoro vamwe ubva focus, vamwe vacho ndavakutopedzisira varasikirwa neupenyu, nekuti pane vamwe vanozotora, pane mamwe anonzi mapirizi aya vanhu vanopenga vaya anenge ari ekurapa munhu, asi kuti munhu ari kutora madrugs vaya maagents edai kuti adhakwe, zvopedzisira zvakanganisa upenyu hwake, otorasikirwa neupenyu obva afa. Then kune vamwe vari kutopenga cheko kumarengo atiugareko vanotopenga nekuda kwemadrugs. Saka kune vechidiki ka nongokurudzira kuti vamwewo vari kunzoku ngavasatedzere vamwe vanhu vanenge vachisvita, because vari kunyanyomwa vacho mavictims emadrugs inyaya yekuti vari kuteedzera vavanenge vaona vachimwa, ndizvo zviri kutokonzeresa.
Vari kuawana kupi? Wataura iwewe kuti pane vaunotoziva vasvika pekuti vaakupenga madrugs aya kunharaunda kwenyu, vana vechidiki vanenge vachawana kupi?
Kumwe kwacho zvinenge zvinobva kuvanhu vakuru. Vana vari kungopedzisira vangoti semunhu mukuru anenge asina mari, vanhu vakuru vamazuva ano kushandisa zvinhu zvakaipa, vakupedzisira vainfluensa vechidiki. Because inini wechidiki ndichapuwa poketi yangu manhandi, ndobva ndaenda kune munhu mukuru auna mari, ndobva ndati ndikuda chakati, obva wandipa ende aurambe. Hapasisina vachatitsura vamazuva ano. Zvese zvandangoda kuita selonga kushowa mari, uri munhu mukuru wakutongondiitira zvese, kono ndezviri kukonzeresa.
Ndoda kuuya kunzwa kubva kwauri iwewe from your own experience. Ungati wasangana nazvo, waona vamwe drug and alcohol abuse zvakamira sei?
Kuchikoro wakanyanya si vanhu vechikoro kazhinji kacho vanhu vari kumaunza kuchikoro.
Muda kudii?
Vari kumaunza kuchikoro. Vanenge vasina mabhegi, vanenge vari mabhegi akawanda, pagedhi anopinda nebhegi pane kuseri kwechikoro, vanenge vatenga vonokanda neikoko vobva vaenda kumagamu. Pane kune magamu voenda ikoko vanotanga vonokusha manje dzavo, vakasangana vasikana vana kana vasikana nevakomana vacho vanenge vari kuresa.
Performance yevanhu ivava inozofamba semuklasi, vanokwanisa kuzozvibata here kuti agone kuteerera, kuti anzwe kuti ticha vari kudii, kuti azogona kuverenga after munhu aenda pamadrugs kudaro?
Vazhinji vacho havatombopinde muklasi, vamwe vacho ndekuti vakapinda muklasi vanenge vachidisturbaleseni, vanenge vachingoita zvekuti mega ivo mungovaona kuti vari muklasi hamutombozombodzidze nekuti chanonga kunesana naivo kuti vabude muklasi.
Ungatitsanangurirawo kuti iwewo mukuona kwako zvakamira sei?
Nyaya yemadrugs kuafekta vana vechidiki especially girls, because kazhinji munhu anoita zvemadrugs akapinda muklasi kazhinji he or she is bully, anokwanisa kuita zvimwe zvinhu kazhinji unongototi munhu ndozvaari but zvinechitokonzeswa nezvaanoita. Even kazhinji isusu vana maday school vakamikisana nemaboarding schools, vana vepaboarding vari safe but isusu tinoenda in and out pachikoro tinovaigirwa chimadrugs kwese tichitozara kuti tinokutana niki tiri kutomaunza and then tinopedza takuita se tatowanda tatomajority of which zvinenge zvakuti affecta especially pamagirls like us, pamaadolescents kazhinji upanotozobva kana kupuwa nhumbu tozvanzi kumwe nonga akapuwa nhumbu sei iye anga ari paboarding school. Asi inyaya yemadrugs zvizhinji even ma-early child marriages anenge achitokonzereswa kubva mumadrugs aya tinenge tachase taputa but isusu tinenge tiri mugood direction but tisingazoziva kuti chinozoti affecta chipamberi. So ndinongokurudzira kune vechidiki kuti madrugs haasi right. Kazhinji especially kumunhu wechisikana, unotoona munhu wechisikana anotokuita madrugs but chaanokubatsira hapana, anokunakidza nguva idzodzo muchinakidzwa makawanda but if chero muklasi macho unofoira at the end hapana chawaitozoti havabereki ozoda uchema futi nevabereki asi vakatraya pati yavo vakapedza.
Need I even say more? Manyatsokuzvinzwira mashoko akakosha ari kubva kune vamwe vechidiki. Hanzi ukabvuma kufurirwa, ukabvuma kungoti ndakukopera nhingi, iwewe upenyu hwako hwamangwana uri kuhutarisa sei? After the break we're going to be joined by an addiction counselor who's really going to shape the direction for us to then say, kana mwana apinda mudambudziko rakadai, is all the hope lost? No, definitely there is a way out. Join us. Wrapping up these 2 episodes, Now on the program, we're joined by the professionals who are dealing with adolescents, young people who are indulging in drug and alcohol abuse. And I have an addiction counselor on the program, Ndabe Zinhlehove. Ndabe, welcome to Positive Talk.
Hello, how are you?
The last 2 weeks have really been challenging for us because we went into the communities. We talked to young people from the high-end market, from what you would call the ghetto, and what we witnessed is drug abuse is really a challenge in Zimbabwe. Young people were free to show us themselves drinking krango, and one was telling us they've been taking about 30 tablets in the morning, afternoon, and mapenzi, and for them they're saying sometimes sticker, sometimes we benda. We really got worried and felt it's important that we hear from you, and we want to find out from you how prevalent or are you even aware how prevalent this issue is? What are the drugs that are available on the market? Because parents are really worried.
If you look at the drug issue in Zimbabwe, it's gone quite bad. It's quite a funny thing that you actually know even the street names, Krango, and with the tablets that they'll call Mangemba.
Yes.
Which would be used for many a times. They're sedatives that are used in treatment of various medical conditions. You're looking at people using antipsychotics just to get a kick. And of late, you've got even hard drugs, like you've got cocaine on the market, you've got your opioids on the market, you've got your heroin, it's on the market. At the moment, you've got people taking cough mixtures, something that you should take.
Bronclear, they were showing us, yeah.
That's 3 times a day that you should take a tablespoon. But somebody's taking 3 bottles a day.
Yeah.
And that has got adverse effects on one's health, physically as well as mentally. And that is what we're having to deal with at the moment in Zimbabwe. But like I've always said, and like I will say again today, our biggest problem is the denial of addiction as a nation.
Yes.
And people need to get that awareness out there that anybody and everybody can get addicted. There is nobody who is immune to addiction. And the good thing is there is help at home.
When we're talking to some of the young people and even mature men, they could justify it, and they were saying with Krango, Mangemba, all you need to do is you need to eat. And they were refusing or not accepting that it's damaging their health. Could you clarify for Zimbabweans the correct position really after abusing? What are they doing to their health?
Listen, when you start part of them justifying is what we would call the denial aspect of it. In order for you to carry on doing something that is destructive to you, you've got to tell yourself that it's okay. And you've got to come up with various reasons that will give you logic to it. But if you look at it, as people are taking drugs, there's damage to families and relationships, irrespective of that particular person who's taking the drugs. You look at drug addiction, there is mental health problems associated with addiction. If you look at our various mental institutions at the moment, the majority of people that are in there are due to substance abuse. So there's damage physically as well, because if you look at it, if you're a man, it does also, and a woman as well, it damages you in terms of your reproductive system. And at the moment, the biggest thing is the youth have become dysfunctional, because all they think about in the morning is, if I get my fix.
Yes.
And when they get their fix, they're thinking about, when do I get the next one?
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, what happens to the country in 10, 15 years to come? If things carry on going on the way they're going on at the moment.
So how do we salvage the situation? Because I think for a lot of people, that's the question that they have, because it looks like the problem is actually becoming, it's getting out of hand. Parents are failing even to control their kids, the need for that kick every day, and from what we're hearing, they always have mechanisms of even finding the drugs.
One of our biggest problem in Zimbabwe where addiction is concerned is ignorance. So there needs to be more awareness in terms of what addiction is all about. What is addiction? What is people's understanding of addiction? Because when people look at it, when they hear of an addict, they hear of Munan Anonwaganawawa every day from morning till the evening. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. An addiction can be a routine every Saturday.
When we are looking at Vana, because the problem is prevalent everywhere. Varima drugs, sakavoita say, wobuda say.
Okay, what I would suggest really is addiction is a disease like any other any other disease, which when one has got the disease of addiction, they need to get help. And we at the First Step are offering such a service. If people would phone in, and then after phoning in, they can book an assessment, come in for an assessment. Based on the assessment, top individual care. You could listen, wakabvira kuroama drugs at this age, and what kind of a program can we offer to you? Can we offer you a 3-month program? Can we offer you a 6-month program? What program would be specific to you? Shagute would get help, and after that go into support, because there's other support systems out there. Like after white initial treatment, you can go into your Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous one, and then people carry on getting that support, because there is one thing about addiction that people should understand, is that it's a chronic disease. There is no cure for addiction. The one thing that you can do is manage addiction like any other chronic illness, like your diabetes or your hypertension. So that would be the advice that I would give out there.
So if I come to you, what process do you take me through?
If they give us a call, then they'll speak to our addiction liaison officer, who would then do an assessment, an initial care plan, and then put a risk assessment, then indoors of our owner, and then I would see, okay, how then do I start working with them, and what are their needs? Most of all, their personal needs, because kazhinjiga one, they would look at one size fits all approach. No, this is a holistic approach, which is smart, specific to the individual.
Just to wrap up, Ndabe, their parents, Varukumba, who might then be wondering, because a lot of times we discuss the issues, no solution in sight, and when we are looking at this place, we are seeing that this could be the solution for us. So for parents who would want to get in touch, or even young people, could you share with them the contact details? Because for us, what we want to see is us as a country curbing drug abuse. How do we get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with us. Unfortunately, for confidentiality purposes, we cannot divulge the address. But what we can do is we'll give them our number, which is 0774 110 301. That number again, 0774 110 301. So what they'll do is they will call us, and then we will then inform them, we are if you're free this afternoon, our admission liaison officer is there, we are Momon, and then they can book an assessment. And there's something that we are also doing that is in the pipeline, which should be coming within the next 2 weeks. We are running a family program that is earmarked for the families to bring about awareness in terms of drugs. What are the telltale signs? How best can you help them? And how then can we assist to get that child to help? And it's also helping the families cope with what is going on. Who's got an addiction.
Well, there we are, Zimbabwe. All hope is not lost. You heard that number. I'm sure if we're having those challenges, and my challenge to all the adolescents that we spoke to and those we didn't get to speak to but are addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, you got that number. And I'm sure you got the confidence because he even couldn't divulge the address for us. So you know your confidentiality is guaranteed. The help is there. All hope is not lost. As Zimbabweans, we are saying don't do said. That's early sex, alcohol abuse, and drug abuse. Until next week, goodbye.